Where's Yvonne? I saw Yvonne. All right, and if we could say the Pledge of Allegiance, if everyone else would now please stand, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great, thank you all. We have some guests of honor that I would like to acknowledge and welcome with us today. Joining us virtually from the city of Olivet, we have Chairman Pro Tem Sidney Clark, Councilwoman Missy Waldman, and Sharon Hedrick. From the city of Creve, we have here today in person Mayor Barry Glantz, Melissa Orschlin, Public Information Officer and Management Analyst, and all of our candidates who are here in person and virtual. We will be introducing you in just a little bit, but thank you for making time to do this with us today. Our luncheon is sponsored by Kreisman Baird Insurance Agency. So could I get Lou to come up and say hello and welcome everybody if you'd like? Lou.
Right out the gate, oh my goodness.
You have about 4 minutes to talk, Lou.
I'm gonna go like 20.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So first of all, the hands are green, green eggs and time. Green eggs and ham with the niece along with cupcakes, because I don't know if you know, but yesterday was Patrick's Day. Anyway, my name is Lou Darden. I represent Kreisman Baird Insurance. I am a broker. I've been in the industry for 13 years. I owned a farmer's agency for about 12 of those. And then last year I sold the farm to join with the brokerage, mainly for the top 2 reasons. One, to protect against rate increases, as well as protect against losing clients of relocation. I'm in all 50 states. We do auto, home, life, and commercial. And insurance is not the sexiest topic. So I always like to present people with a couple of misnomers about the insurance industry. A lot of people think if you have a swimming pool, your rates will go up. That's not the case. You should increase your liability limits, but something like that is maybe $10 a year. There's certain other coverages like medical pay on homes. The difference between the minimum coverage and the maximum coverage is the difference of $3.81 a year. These are things that can save you thousands of dollars. Why am I boring you with this insurance knowledge that you probably won't retain? It is the point to say, even if it's not with me, please have an agent and make sure your agent is doing their job. Me and my agency, we personally reach out to our clients at minimum every single year to do customer service. I make sure I do follow-up. Most people don't know that your homeowner's insurance, the reconstruction cost on your homeowner's insurance automatically goes up by 4% every single year with every single insurance company. So if you've been with the same company for the last 5 years and haven't had a review, you could easily be paying an extra $400 to $500 a year through what you started with. And that's simply because your coverages are higher. That doesn't mean your home's worth more. Also, most homes are overinsured, but that's another story. Well, when we look at insurance, we're talking about from ground up. We prepare for the worst. Even in the worst tornadoes, I've never seen a 100% total loss. You don't have to rebuild the foundation and things like that. But in any event, again, please make sure you have an agent. At my agency, we have someone that works full-time for 36 years. All she does is look at our clients' renewals. We check on rates, we check on coverages. Again, we do follow-up to make sure that we are properly protecting what matters to you most. Last but not least, most of you that know me also know that the biggest part of my life is charity. I actually own a charity that supports first responders, veterans, childhood cancer research, veterinary care, and then people with mental and physical disabilities. I enjoy putting on events and being creative and helping others. That is my passion in life. So if there's anything that you are passionate about, my charity is actually an umbrella charity. I would love to hear about it. I don't know how much time I have left, so I'm going to go ahead and mention my top topic. For those that don't know me that would like to, I would love the opportunity to sit down with you. I am a horrible golfer, but you will hear me say the words Top Golf so many times it'll make your head spin. You think I work for them. The reason is Since Top Golf opened in 2018, August of 2018, I've given away 789 referrals from Top Golf. I have received, as of Monday, 521 closed policies because of Top Golf. I know how to network, and I would love to network with you, and I would love to show you what I'm doing at functions like Top Golf to be successful. Please reach out to me, and if you have an insurance question, I'm Crouching Tiger, hidden salesman. I will never ask you for your business. So if you have an insurance question and you just want to ask for his opinion, I will be more than happy to give it to you, and I promise I will not try and sell you anything unless you ask me to. Anyway, thank you for your time.
When is the next Top Golf event?
It's the 31st, Wednesday the 31st. By the way, Tom, you're in Florida, and I'm so upset with you right now. It is horrible here. But yes, Wednesday the 31st, last one of the month. If you haven't registered, we have created a network group that is actually out of Top Golf. Did I say Top Golf enough?
Yeah. Where?
Wait, so you work at Top Golf, not insurance?
Lou, thank you for your sponsorship today, and thanks for coming up to say a few words. So we have a few members here that I'd like to introduce. And if the following ambassadors could please join me up front, Dr. Paul Hyland and Larry Tesler. And Yvonne Wessa. On Zoom, we have Norma Pugh, who is also one of our ambassadors. So I'm pleased to announce or introduce several new members who will have a minute to talk, to introduce themselves and their business. And then we'll ask that they get their picture taken by James Carney of Carney Photography. He's here today too. So Tony Caramati with Snelling Staffing Services, if you could come up, please. Caramati, did I get that right?
Yeah, you did, great.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Very similar.
You heard me?
Oh, yeah, I heard it. I used to be a teacher. Yeah. My name is Tony Caramati. I am with Snelling Staffing Services here in the St. Louis area. We take care of accounting and finance positions for our clients. We're also always interested in looking for folks who are looking to further their careers, whether it's on a part-time or full-time basis. We work with the best candidates, and so I was looking for those folks who are interested in working with us. Been in the staffing industry for quite some time, but moved to Creve a little over 5 years ago because my wife and I fell in love with all there is to do after coming from Jefferson County, where most of the activities were outdoor activities, and we enjoy some of the finer restaurants and other places to go around town. I'm happy to be here. Look forward to meeting everybody and going to some of the other events as time goes on. Thanks.
Great. If you could, yeah. We got some fist bursts, some elbow bumps, and then a picture then if you. I don't know.
Here?
Oh, yep, here they are. Here they are. I didn't know where they were. There you go.
Okay.
There's your plaque. And then if you could go back over there or by the ambassadors. Okay. All right, great. Next we have Lena Ehrman with Gateway Region YMCA, Edward Jones Family YMCA. Please join me up here if you will. And again, you have about a minute, and then say hi to the ambassadors and then make your way over for a picture.
Good afternoon. My name is Lena Eierman. I'm with the Edward Jones YMCA here in Maryland Heights. We are part of the Gateway Region YMCA, so we service families and individuals all throughout the St. Louis area. Primarily the members at the Edward Jones YMCA are from Creve, Maryland Heights, Bridgeton, generally our area. But a lot of people think of the Y as a place to work out and go swimming, but we're really so much more than that. We offer tons of childcare services, sports, youth development opportunities for people with special needs to participate in a variety of programs for physical fitness, mental wellness, spiritual, building connections and socialization. So lots of opportunities to engage and get involved at the wide variety of activities. So happy to be here, looking forward to getting to know several of you. Have used Snelling Services for staffing for childcare, so familiar with that, but please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you get engaged with the Y, or if you have any questions about the services we offer.
Thank you. All right, and Craig Sherwood with Serendipity Labs. Hi, Craig.
How's it going? Good afternoon. I'm Craig Sherwood with Serendipity Labs. I'd like to thank all of you who came out last week and attended our mixer. I think it was a nice event and people had an opportunity to see the space and get to know a little bit about what we do. Serendipity Labs is new to St. Louis. The company is 10 years old and we have, I'm sorry? Louder, okay. How's this? All right. The company is about 10 years old. This is our first foray into St. Louis. We are a flexible workspace, meeting and event facility. We do, most of what we do is dedicated offices, team rooms, meetings, events. Those of you who saw the space know how wonderful it is. We do everything from short-term day offices to 2 or 3 years. We have mom and pop businesses, sole practitioners. I have labs around the country. We have companies like American Express, Oracle, 3M, so we really run the gamut. There is a sheet in the packet for Worktopia. If you just need to get out of the house for a day, feel free to do that. We have a couple of different ways to make that work, including an option that doesn't require any commitment. Well, none of them require commitment, but there's no cost to join. You pay as you go. If you need office space, whether it's during a build out, swing space, if you're looking for expansion, or if your company has contracted and decided it doesn't need 10,000 square feet of space, give me a shout, let me know, let's have you come in and take a look around and we'll see what we can do for you. Again, Craig Sherwood with Serendipity Labs. Look forward to seeing all of you. Thank you.
Thanks for hosting that networking event. It was good. All right, so now we'll take a break for lunch, and you can enjoy some conversation, and we'll regroup in just a little bit to talk with our candidates.
I'm thinking we should, let's just do 3 questions.
Okay,
So
so just save it.
yeah.
And the first 3, just eliminate the bottom.
Last question, yeah. 'Cause they're honestly kind of redundant. So I think, I'm not going to say it each time, but it's from 4 questions to 2 questions. Yeah, I think we should probably start up as well.
Well, and we can start, we don't have to call lunch at 1.
Right. Yeah, I think I might.
Hey, Chris Pickle.
Sorry about that, man. What?
Never mind. I was just going to see if you could ask them to mute that the room again, but it seems like they did. So now all of us on Zoom are just in a holding pattern, I guess.
That's right.
Eat your lunch in your office, I guess.
You know, it was very noisy, and it's difficult for us to have our own little private, function, which we typically do when we are a part of this activity, as we hybrid between virtual and real. So yeah, I'm glad they did mute. Everybody doing all right? And Brandon, you doing all right?
Yeah. I was just going to ask you what's new in Olivet.
Well, the other day, Lou, hey, look, Lou's a great guy. I love his energy,
Yeah.
And, he had a little gathering at Fallon's the other day, chamber and all of that. And I showed up and interacted with a bunch of, some really good people. But I got to tell you, I reminded Lou that my day job is, nonprofit. And I love, what he does in volunteering and nonprofit. And so that's really where I'm ended up connecting with him, because I don't do golf. But he's a great guy, and if you can get a good deal on insurance, he's a good hustler, but he's good. He's caring and he's sincere. So he's a good guy for us to have in our chamber. So Brandon, I'll give him that little toot.
Yeah, it seems, I mean, I've met him at several of the events already, and it just seems like he's got a ton of energy. So.
Yeah. And what's new with Olivette is, after 21 years, you're doing stuff that, the people of this community, when I first got on, came together and identified things, and 20 years later, progress. So, that's all good. My joke is, Creve Coeur's done it twice. And we're still, getting it once. So,
Now,
but all's good. All's good.
Do you guys have anything planned, like kind of community events? I know it's hard to do because it's like, we don't know what the COVID restrictions are going to be later in the year. Are you able to plan anything like that, or do you just have everything on hold?
Well, no. We're dealing with our summer camp that's been kind of blasted out. But they will follow the protocols that are required from the CDC. We had to cancel all our events because this is our 90th year city of Olivette. We had a dinner dance planned. We had activities planned for the community, and that really had to be halted because of this pandemic. The only thing that was luckily accomplished was creating the 90th anniversary video. So, we are kind of slowed down on those personal activities. Our business and the city, hall and the employees have opened up a bit more, but we are still being a bit cautious when it comes to council getting together. We are going to get together for a retreat briefly, and everything else is by Zoom.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's all good.
That's a shame about the dinner dance. That sounds like that would have been really fun.
Man, I bought the dress. I bought, I had everything. I was going to the nines. I was looking forward to dancing with my fellow council member, Pro Tem Clark, because, music is what gets me going. It's not TV, and so I didn't miss out on the ability to dance with my partner, Mr. Clark.
Well, maybe you guys will be able to bring it back later or early next year or something.
Hoping something.
Well, maybe you can wear the dress to the annual awards dinner.
I'll give it some thought. That pandemic, I put on 9 pounds. So let's see what I can do.
Well, probably everybody else did too.
No, I actually think Sidney might have lost weight. I think he got a little physically fit during this pandemic.
I think I've sat in this chair for too many Zoom meetings to be physically fit.
Yeah.
Norma, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Got my second shot Saturday, so
Did you?
2 weeks I'll be able to go out.
That's great. I'll tell you, I'm pretty hopeful because I judge things by how my conversations are going with my clients. I probably have close to 300 clients, and several months ago, the conversations were like, my cousin's got COVID and this person's got COVID and I got to go get tested. I might, I am sick, all these kind of conversations. But lately it's everybody saying things like you just did. I just got my second shot, or I'm scheduled to get the vaccine.
Right.
And so the conversations have shifted. So I'm hoping that we're going to see some results here soon.
Well, and I believe them when they say even the shot might not keep you from getting it, but if you do get it, at least you're not going on the ventilator or die. It won't be as bad as it would be.
Did you have any complications, pain, or discomfort from the second shot? Because
not a thing. They kept telling me I would, but
that's what I'm
it
hearing.
didn't happen.
Okay, my second shot's March 30th. Were you a Pfizer? Was yours
Yes.
Pfizer? All right,
Yes.
I'm going with you. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
okay.
All right.
And I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, all younger than me, and they all got theirs. They don't live in the state of Missouri. they live in different places and they all got theirs before me.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, so. yeah.
That's because we're the show me state, Norma.
I know, that's true. Two of my grandkids are teachers, and they went to Du Quoin, Illinois Sunday and got theirs.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people are traveling to get them. Just
Right.
to make it better.
I had an architect that I thought would have fall under the initial tier 1 level,
Right.
because she works with DOJ and so many other issues and
Right.
concerns. But no, she had to end up driving down to Cape Girardeau. So
Yeah.
her second shot, she had to drive down to Cape.
Right. And my other grandson is an engineer and his wife is a social worker. And last Friday, they both went to Springfield, Missouri and got theirs. Their first one. But so they have to drive back for their second one. But they're all only 39, so they were lucky.
Missy, this is Max. What time does this start?
Hey, Maxine. Right now they're in the middle of doing their lunch. And my guess is probably within the next 5 or 10 minutes. Do you want me to text you when they're getting ready to do the candidates debate and get you back on?
Yeah, and what do you see on my name? Does it just have my phone number?
No, it says
No, it says
Maxine.
Maxine.
It says Maxine.
Okay. That would be
All right.
awesome.
I
Okay,
know, we're
thanks.
both working. All right, take care.
Thanks.
I
Bye.
think
Bye-bye.
right at noon. So in a few minutes, they're going to come back on, actually.
Oh, then I'll just stay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hang and mute.
And
Okay.
thank you for doing
Schedule
this
at
on
least.
Zoom.
Yeah, we probably only got a couple more minutes. It looks like he's unmuting us now, so. Oh, maybe not.
Get to know him.
I'm curious, do we have any newer members on the Zoom with us here today?
It's yellow. I don't want the yellow stuff.
I know a lot of the candidates are on here, and I know you're going to get a chance to introduce yourself. I just didn't know if we had some newer members, if anybody wanted to introduce yourself virtually here before we get unmuted.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing, testing.
Are we back on? Not yet? Oh.
Yeah, it's all right. All we can do is.
Yes. How's it going, Mike?
It's going okay. I'm a little concerned because I think I got to have the audio on this one, but I don't think this, probably not going to pick up everybody out here. So I'm not sure. I was going to try to use the this phone for the speaker, but if I enable this speaker, I can also.
Testing.
Because I think what happens is because the speaker's attached to that computer, it like self-regulates the feedback. So.
Hey, Brandon, you might have to text them again if they're not aware of undoing a mic. If you're the one that has been doing that, just in case they do it again.
Yeah, so
I can slide that
I'll
out
invite him right now.
and
Thanks.
use the microphone on the computer to pick up the candidates.
kind of limited with the cables.
And one of them is not participating at all, is that correct?
Yeah, Mark Manlin is not going to be participating. So the thought is,
What about Josh?
Joe, he's not. So, yeah, Mark Manlin is not.
Hey, Chris, maybe you could also text that to Mike Minkler, because I only had Anna Marie's phone number.
Okay.
Just remind him to unmute us once they get started.
Will do.
And to unmute them, so, you know, and to unmute one of their own mics so we can hear them. Yeah.
I'm sure there's some kind of.
Yeah, there may be.
It's probably with this group more important that they hear us.
So the thought
What do you think?
But for us to have them go by reads.
You know, I don't know if we're the ones being recorded right now, if Zoom's being recorded, but I've become very used to this. The ability to switch from one event immediately to another, and not have to get in my car, rush home, and change clothes or anything. It's becoming too convenient for me as I reach those milestones of life of looking at retirement. It's like, oh boy.
Well, I do think there's some things that this pandemic has changed permanently, and Zoom is probably one of them. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
You're here this time.
Yeah, we made a guy a billionaire. We made him a billionaire. I'm waiting for him to pass, you know, Gates or any of the other ones financially. You know, how much does he get off of each single little, you know, vibrant of Zoom?
Yeah.
You know, me being a physician, I do all the office visits sitting at home. I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to going back to the office. It's so convenient for the patients. They can just stop their cars on the side or the parking lot and just, hello, doctor, here you are, you know what.
Stay up there, yeah.
No, exactly.
We're gonna get started.
Hi, Anna
We're
Marie.
gonna go ahead and get started here. Hopefully you guys have time to get through some of your lunch and enjoyed it. And thanks to Spazio and to Russo for providing and to Luke for sponsoring. I'd like to have our in-person candidates come up for the meeting, and then we do have some on Zoom as well. So
Anna Marie, can you hear us?
I don't really know what to do after we talked, because in the city of Coeur-Olivette, virtually we have Sidney Clark. So he said in person, we have done in person, but there's really not and you know, our Mayoral election, virtually we have, so we out here.
How are you?
And Robin, can't see.
I got, let me just put these out for a second.
For pre-board or two.
So what I will do is I'm gonna change this over to speaker view.
We also have Harvinder, Pujji.
So when you go to speaker view, whoever's speaking is going to show up on that screen.
Okay.
So it will be.
For pre-board three, virtually with us, we have David Hoffman and Sofia Grewa.
We got Sunny, David Peterson, and
Oh, here, that's why.
We'd like to thank all of the
Challenge
candidates
with
for
the
being
link
here
of
and
the
joining
tables.
us for this candidate forum today. We're excited to have you, and looking forward to learning more about your positions and candidacy. So in fairness to all of the candidates, we're going to be answering some predetermined questions that came from our membership. And in lieu of, it's about time, we will be opening the floor for questions from the audience. But the in-person candidates have said that we will be available for a few minutes after the luncheon if they, do have questions. Please feel free to talk to them. So each candidate will receive 60 seconds for an introduction. about 45 seconds to respond to the questions that are asked, and about 60 seconds for closing. So let's go ahead and, well, let's see. Oh, David Peterson is here with us today. He's gonna help us try to stay on board. So David, if you'd like to show us what you're gonna be doing with your time cards. So candidates, if you-
Okay.
Yeah. And the same will be done by Mike for those on Zoom. So let's start with our introductions, and we'll just go in order. Sidney Clark, if you will. All right, with 1 minute introduction.
Good afternoon. My name is Sidney Clark, and I am running for re-election for the Olivet City Council. I've been a lifelong member of Olivet. My family moved in Olivet in 1973. I'm a graduate of Ladue High School. I graduated in 1988. I'm married to Tammy. She is my quote supervisor. We have 3 children, and all of my children graduated from Ladue High School. My 2 sons are Eagle Scouts. And more about myself, I have an undergraduate degree from Ladue University. I have a master's in business administration from Webster. I also have a master's in organizational management and leadership. I also have a chancellor's degree from the University of Missouri St. Louis for economic development. I am also a business owner here in the Olivet area, and I'm very thankful to be here.
My father
Go ahead.
And I have a great love for my city, and I'm asking for your vote this April. That's all I have to say about me.
And this acts as a conductor.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm speaking with you. My wife and I lived in Alabama for 2 years with our 2 cats, and I received my Bachelor of Science in Marketing from Grewal University in St. Louis. And I've been a certified project manager.
And now this week, I forgot it 5 years ago.
I'm an engagement manager for Workday, which means I manage implementations of HR, financial, and planning software for government and higher education customers. My experience of over 21 years includes 5 states, 4 counties, 3 cities, including 2 of the largest cities in the United States. My experience of working with stakeholders from all levels of government, including county councils, CIOs, CFOs, managers, government employees, and the general public. I manage students, and budgets of $18 million. I'm running for Olivet City Council to be a voice of a local area that is having a lot of development.
My father, before they go, we walk around with ring and
Yeah, I'm just gonna go down order like here. So let's go back virtually. And Ellen, if you would like to do an introduction.
Good morning. I'm Ellen Lawrence, and I'm running for mayor of Creve. First, I'd like to thank the Chamber for hosting this event and for everyone who's attending. I think government works best when people are engaged at all levels. Knowing the candidates will represent your interests is very important. As I've walked around the city, people have asked me, why are you running? Well, I grew up in a family where community service is a core value. We all were involved with local and regional projects, and to this day, my children are also. I've long been active in the St. Louis community. I've served on the Creve City Council for 8 years, a county board for 3 years, with my congregation both as president and a regular board member, and I volunteered for 10 years at the Parking Association. I care deeply about our community. Creve is a fantastic place to live. We've lived here for 39 years in 2 different homes. Creve's location, beautiful neighborhoods, vibrant business community, outstanding services, terrific police department, all make for a great quality of life. So I look forward to answering your questions this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. And we also have Robert Hoffman, who is also running for Grewal. Would like to say hello.
Good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me to speak to you today. I'm Dr. Robert Hoffman, and I'm running for mayor of Creve. I have
Hey, Chris Pickle, can you hear me?
For the past 11 years and have participated in numerous city committees and functions during that time.
Good
I'm a retired
morning. Yes, I can
pediatrician
hear
with
you
the
well.
managing partner.
Oh,
for a
good.
practice
Okay,
of
great.
about 48 employees.
Thank you.
I can hear the people kind of like talking in the background and they're muffled, but I can hear you clear.
Experiences with
Okay,
budget,
so I'm hoping
taxes,
when the
payroll,
folks are up here
and most
speaking, you guys will be able to hear
importantly, our
okay.
pension plan, which is in effect since
Do a little
1980. I have served
Okay.
with several boards of local community organizations and schools.
Hold on just a second.
I sponsored the Bike Helmet Safety
Can you hear me
Run
now?
Corps, the first in the state of
Yes.
Missouri.
Not
and
as
received
clear,
the
but I
Chief
can
of
hear
Police
you.
Award in
Hi, Chris
2000 for
Pickle.
doing so.
Nicole, how are you?
I
I'm
reside in
well.
Creve
How are
with
you?
My wife Barbara and have done so
doing
since
just fine. Thanks for
1984.
joining us.
We raised our 3
Absolutely.
children here in town. I therefore have quite a vested interest in the health of the community and would appreciate your support. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak to you.
Thank you, Dr. Hoffman. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Tim Carney for introduction.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, my name is Tim Carney. I'm running for City Council, Ward 2. So Chris and Nicole, can you guys hear me now? How's this sound for 30 years?
I can hear you. It's a little bit muffled, but I can make out what you're saying.
I can hear you too.
Okay, great.
Not as clear as the first time you were talking.
Golf course, task force, other things. And I'm a graduate of Purdue University. I have a degree in management. I've been a small business owner for over 30 years. I continue to be a small business owner today. And I look forward to all your questions and vote on the
We'll just turn it over to Harvey.
Since I've been here, I have a degree from India and from Essential and actually 1975. And after that, I came here and good. I am Bill. Yes. Nice to meet you. Just trying to get a lay of the land before things. Yeah. So. You're going to be sitting at one of the reserved tables. Okay. Walking around the other side. Or presenting. Like it's either way. So we'll have. When we start the forum.
We're going to switch back to Zoom for introductions from David Hoffman and Sofia Grewa. David?
Hello, my name is David Hoffman and I am running for Ward 3 City Council member. I've lived in Ward 3 for over 21 years, including the last 8 years with my wife Julie and 2 boys in Country Forest subdivision. As an attorney, I have worked in private practice and now in-house for the last 18 years. What sets me apart from my opponent for this position is my experience serving the city. In 2013, Mayor Glantz invited me to participate on the standalone Historic Preservation Committee, where I gained valuable insight of the city's budgeting and operational processes. That committee merged into what is today known as the Parks and Historic Preservation Committee, where I have served the last 6+ years, including on various subcommittees. To prepare for my role on City Council, I have been attending numerous meetings over the last several months about the city's capital improvement program to educate myself on the issues and help chart the future development of our city. I look forward to continuing to serve our community and hope to have that chance as City Council member of Ward 3. I am ready to hit the ground running. Thank you for your consideration.
Hello, my name is Sofia Grewa. I'm a physician. I'm a practicing psychiatrist. I have lived in Creve for 20 years, and I have raised my family here. We have enjoyed living in this vibrant community. We have enjoyed the parks, our neighborhood, our local restaurants, our local shops. I'm also president of the Interfaith Partnership of St. Louis, and it has been my privilege to interact with diverse faith communities of the metro area. And I want to bring that same attitude and same environment of inclusivity to a city government. I'm running for Creve City Council Ward 3, and I'll appreciate your support for this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Grewal. I'd also like to let everybody know that joining us via Zoom is current Councilwoman for Creve, Nicole. Now we'll move on to our questions for the candidates, and we're going to start with the Olivet City Council. So we'll start back with Sidney Clark, who is virtual, and then we'll go to Bill, who is here. And the question is,
I'm used to working from home, so I don't even know how to interact with somebody.
Think about that. For those that are on Zoom, I forgot to say this. If you could just unmute yourself when it's time to talk, and then everybody else please stay muted, just so there's no background noise, that'd be great. All right, so there are a number of areas where you can focus your efforts in office. What are the top 2 or 3 priorities you will pursue if elected? Sidney?
Thank you. One of the things that I would like to continue to do is to focus on having monthly meetings with the citizens of Olivet and business owners. I want to make sure that we keep open lines of communications like we have done in the past, so that we can listen to our ideas, our visions, and share them with one another and any concerns that may come up. I also want to continue and balance the revenue stream between the areas of tax and income revenues. Because we have a nice balance of tax revenue between the weather the storm of COVID-19, I want to make sure that we stay fiscally sound and strong in case something like COVID happens again, because you never know when bad things like that should come around. I also want to make sure that we improve on our redevelopment programs and make sure that we continue to get input from our citizens and business owners as well. And I think those are important so that we have our open lines of communications. Thank you.
That's great. Can those of you on Zoom see when we are putting up time cards?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to be sure.
Yes.
I know it's going to go quick, but we're trying to stay a little bit less than the responses.
Thank you. First, we need to in 2016, we had 353 licensed businesses. In 2020, COVID restrictions are less than people are spending more time away from their homes. We need to promote these existing businesses. And the city must do what we can to businesses. Second, we need to promote the right.
I did a little bit of audio
testing
to make sure that
the city development must make sure we utilize tools to manage. We must consider input from citizens, existing business developers, and make the best decisions.
Does it help everybody if I reread the question before each? Okay, so we're going to turn it over and go to the Creve Mayoral election. Again, the question is, there are a number of areas where you can focus your efforts in office. What are the top 2 or 3 priorities you will pursue if elected? Let's go to Ellen.
Number 1 is always city finances.
And I try to, so
with increasing online purchases, this means a corresponding loss in local sales taxes. These impact the city's ability to do everything it wants to do. So we must make sure every dollar counts and leverage expenses whenever possible. 2 is supporting our business owners. I'll talk more about that later. But I'd also like to explore ways to level the playing field for our brick and mortar stores with online sellers. Honestly, Creve police chief and head building inspector both recently retired. We have a terrific police department, credited as a top national agency, and stores that are building expected. But these retirements offer great opportunity to do thorough departmental reviews to see where improvements can be made.
Thank you. Mr. Hoffman, are they going to include their guests?
Hi, thank you. My priorities would include promoting business development in Creve Coeur, particularly along the East Olive Corridor and 39 North. I'd also expand healthcare in the city, which I know is pretty abundant, by meeting with BJC, Mercy, all of our urgent care centers and other medical facilities to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep them intact. And most importantly now, I would meet with all our restaurant facilities to help them receive their federal grant money and other sources of income to survive the pandemic. We have a program called Local Love, and I would expand that to include all businesses, not just restaurants, to provide them on our website and go forth. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to go over to Creve Coeur Ward 2 now with the same question, being a number of areas where you could focus your efforts in office. What are the top 2 or 3 priorities you will pursue if elected?
Tim Carney, I'd say from a business standpoint, my 2 main priorities would be to encourage the citizens of Creve Coeur and the surrounding area to.
Hi, Norma, I'm going to try to break the ice, Norma. Can you hear me?
It's very important to do what we can to support them after what they've gone
Yes,
through
I can
last
hear you,
year.
Missy.
Hi, Ellen. Hi, David. Hi,
I also
Nicole.
think
Hi,
some
everybody.
flexibility may
Hope
be,
everybody's
in
doing
order
well.
to
Hello to
allow
my
people
fellow
to
council
curbside
member,
pickup
Mr.
or
Clark, Sidney Clark.
certain things that I think
We'll just kind of sit back and
remain
wait, but I
after
wanted to
this
acknowledge you all
I'd also
and say
like to make sure that we
hello.
promote Creve Coeur nationally.
Sir Pro Tem, you're looking very dashing. I like the Paul Simon bow tie.
Well, you know, my wife lays out my clothes in the morning, so whenever
My
she
mother
puts
used
out
to do the same thing to my dad. So,
But she does a good job.
well, thank you. Thank you. I'll have to let her know.
Okay.
yeah, so Sidney is my fellow council member. He also, I believe, has his business as a member of the chamber. I don't know how many of you have seen him, but he is a good representation on the Coeur-Olivette chamber front page when the pictures kind of flash the differences of who and what we are. So, you know, welcome him and let's look forward to see what we got today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, this is going to be bringing more business. So business is one thing we all are going to do. And then we try and make some parks and recreational and some cycle-friendly pathways along the do. That is one very good thing I would like.
And we're going to go to Creve Coeur Ward 3 now with the same question. What are the top 2 or 3 priorities you will pursue if elected? And I'll go to David Hoffman virtually.
Yeah, thank you. One of my priorities is going to be monitoring and shepherding the funds that our city earns from the half-cent tax increase for parks and stormwater. I've had the unique opportunity to work on the planning of our parks over the last several years, and I hope to see a few of my current committee's goals actually come to fruition. Second priority would be continuing to enhance street, walking path, and pedestrian infrastructure. We need to continue to improve our roadways and parks to make them safe and welcoming for pedestrians. An example of such efforts recently can be seen in Millennium Park, where we have partnered with Barnes West to create a connected walking path for walkers. So I'd like to see more of those opportunities developed in our area. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Ms. Sofia Grewa.
Oh, thank you. As a city councilwoman, my main goals are going to come up with some healthcare initiatives and nurture more inclusive community. The pandemic has shown that healthcare information, particularly to protect and promote mental health, should be dispersed and promoted by local governments so that it can be an effective dispersion of information and not disinformation among our communities, so we can allay the fears of the community when something like this God forbid, ever occurs again.
Great, thank you. We will go to question 2 now and back, starting with City Council for Olivet. Businesses and commercial property owners do not have a vote in city government, yet contribute a major part of the city's overall budget. How will you support the business community and economic development? Cindy Clark.
Well, I think it's important that we listen to our businesses. The businesses in the city of Olivet count for more than 1/3 of our tax revenue. I think one of the important things that we do is make sure that they have a seat at our table when we discuss future activities, and make sure that they are aware that what they do and how they are succeeding in our city is most important. So again, open lines of communications and monthly meetings with the business owners to discuss their future plans and their ambitions for the city of Olivet.
Thank you. This is a good question. I think, again, really one of the first things we need to do is have strong communication. Make sure that we understand what the needs are of businesses and not just making a direction that may not be what's in the best interest. We need to promote, not just within the Olivet and the St. Louis area, but again, nationally. Olivet is a great place to be, as I'll talk about in a few minutes, but we need to make sure of lines of communication and that we're utilizing the tools that are available as a city and city council to strengthen the local area. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Now we'll move to the Creve Coeur mayoral election, starting with Ellen Lawrence. Again, the question is, knowing that businesses and commercial property owners do not have a vote in city government, but do contribute a major part of the city's overall budget, how will you support the business community and economic development?
The city and its business community are partners in success. While we may not always agree, it's vitally important to listen to each other and implement new ideas and approaches when we can. I found that meeting in small groups and having informal discussions often produces a series of ideas. After just such a roundtable with small strip mall owners, one of the suggestions was to increase the allowable percentage of commercial development could be occupied by restaurants. With the support of staff and council, this increase was passed. Meeting with developers and staff early in a project can craft one that the council and public can get behind. Our business e-newsletter is one part of the equation. Maybe a second part would be to have a rotating cycle of focus group meetings with different categories of businesses.
Mr. Robert Hoffman.
Thank you. First, I would look at it as a tripod and foster a spirit of cooperation between our business community, our residents, and our government. I would also explore the idea of a position entitled the Business Development Director of Creve Coeur to seek out new business opportunities and be the contact for existing businesses. Thirdly, I would meet with Bayer, Mercy, BJC, the Danforth Center, and all the other corporations within our city to see if they have any needs that need to be met by the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll go to Creve Coeur Ward 2, Tim Carney, and then Aaron Pujji.
Hey, Mike Minkler, can you hear us?
Thank you. I agree with
I can hear you.
by several candidates. I think
I was just curious if the people in the room could hear us, but I think they have us muted right now. Hi, everybody on the Zoom. I'm Brandon Russer.
Very large population of office workers.
Hey, Brandon.
I think we need to
Hi, Brandon.
keep an eye on.
Thanks for joining us.
coming back on a
Hi,
full-time
Brandon.
basis.
All the candidates and everyone else.
Also, that we
Appreciate you being here.
Current business owners so that we can utilize their properties and their businesses.
I assume they're going to unmute us here soon. I sent them a message letting them know. I'm sure they know that they have us muted. But I assume once they unmute, we'll be able to hear what's going on there as well. So
You can unmute.
There's no party without us.
exactly, yeah, we got
We can have our own little party. Yeah, we can have our own little party and they can go have their lunch. Right.
They were
Yeah,
unmuted. They were
we've been
unmuted
shut.
when we were first on. I think they just muted it because of.
Yeah, here we go. I think Mike's gonna open it up
It
now.
was very noisy before, you're right.
Yes.
apart from this thing we're doing, could be by getting filled up.
It's going to be a challenge until they take off that double mic under what's showing the top. Just put them on a one mic.
Development, if elected.
Yeah.
We are.
I think that's why we were hearing some feedback there too.
So it's very important that Creve Coeur continues to do everything possible to support the 39 North project. This futuristic development is
Hey, Chris
exactly
Pickle, do you
what
have
our
Mike
area
Winkler's
needs to continue
cell
to
phone?
grow and flourish.
I
If
do.
we
Now
make
she's
sure
muted.
this project
Maybe you
succeeds,
can
it's going to
text
bleed
them and
to
let
the
them know
surrounding
both of the
communities,
Tom
surrounding
Lancia
businesses, including
feeds
the
are
city of Olivet.
muted.
So this is crucial. One practical idea that I have of supporting local businesses is to have a parties in the park type event annually, again, possibly in conjunction with the city of Olivet, where we invite restaurants and businesses to set up booths, welcome families. We could rotate between Stacy Park and one of our parks, and it would be a great way to support City of Creve Coeur and including the city of Olivet. Thank you.
Turn your phones to silent during the meeting. Sofia Grewa. And we do have
It is crucial that we should keep the communication lines open with the government as well as the local businesses if there is any issues that come up. We have to understand that the pandemic has taken a big toll on our small businesses. So we should responsibly address and reach out and support the businesses in reducing their financial strain. I will fully support any ongoing conversations about the balance, what the residents want and what the businesses need. And knowing that local businesses have a critical role in promoting our local economic growth. So we should definitely keep the communications line open and have those meetings regularly to address any issues that they might come up. Thank you.
If everyone else would now please stand and say the pledge of allegiance. Next question to all of the candidates. What are your thoughts on future development or redevelopment of the city while balancing the interests of businesses and residents? Starting with the city council for Olivet, Mr. Sidney Clark.
Yes, thank you. One of the things that my opponent had suggested is that we have our
We have some guests of honor that I would like to
that
acknowledge
should come
and
from our
welcome with us
community.
today. Joining us virtually from the
we are
city of Olivet,
representative
we have
government,
Chairman
and that the
Pro Tem
citizens
Sidney Clark,
elected us based on the values that we share
Councilwoman
with
Missy
that
Walden,
citizen
and
the
Sharon
vision of that
Hedrick.
citizen. I believe that we
From the
should
city
have
of
our
Creve Coeur, we have here
businesses
today in person,
go with us,
Mayor
and
Mary
we should
Lance,
plan these things together.
Melissa
I think
Forsland,
that through
Public
having this
Information Officer and
collaboration with
Management
business
Analyst,
owners and the
and
citizens,
all of our
it will help our
candidates who are here
citizens,
in person
our
and
city to
virtual.
grow
We
faster.
will be introducing
And I
you in
look
just a
forward to
little
that
bit.
opportunity.
But thank you for making time to do this.
Thank you.
Today. Mr. Bell Hansen.
Thank you
Our
very much.
luncheon is sponsored by
First, I'd like to
Kreisman
just
Bayer
clarify a statement,
Insurance
that
Agency.
about,
So could I get
this is the
Lou
primary
to
reason
come up
we
and say?
And I want to make sure that citizens have a voice. That doesn't mean that they have to vote. Yeah, we're definitely a representative.
You have about 4 minutes to talk.
There is a lot of development in the area that I live in. And one of the reasons that I want to make sure that is occurring is that
Good afternoon, everyone.
local residents.
So first of all, the hands are green.
I would like to be that.
Green eggs and time. Green eggs and Hamilton needs along with cupcakes. I don't know if you know what Just James
It makes sense to do this.
Anyway, my name is Lou Darn. I represent Crossing Bayer Insurance.
We need to
I
make
am a
sure that
broker.
this
I've
doesn't
been in
negatively
the
impact
industry for 13 years.
while continuing
I
to
held a
grow.
farmer's agency for about 12 of those. And then last year I sold the farm to join me in the brokerage.
Now for
Mainly for the top two reasons.
same
One,
question.
protect against
What are your
rate
thoughts on the
increases,
future
as well
development or
as
redevelopment of the
protect
city?
against losing clients of relocation. I'm in all 50 states. We do auto, home, life, and commercial.
I'd like to see a renewed emphasis on the
insurance is
development of
not
the
the
East Olive
sexiest
Corridor,
topic, so
perhaps through a task force, as this has long been an issue in
I
the
always
city.
like to present
I think
people
we
with
can
a couple
craft
of
a
misnomers
plan
about the
that
insurance.
satisfies
A lot of people
residents
think if you have
and
a
still
swimming
promotes
pool,
businesses
your
along
rates will
that
go up.
corridor.
That's not the case.
One of the
We should
big
increase
future
your
drivers
liability
for our
limits for
city
something
will be
like
the
that,
39
maybe
North
$10
Biotech
a year.
District. As a
There's certain
PhD
other areas
scientist,
like medical
I've been
care,
personally
homes,
involved
the difference between
in cutting-edge
rural
science
coverage
and
maximum
biotechnology
coverage
for decades.
is the
Both as a
difference between
scientist
$3.80
and as a
cents
consulting
year.
practice
These are things
owner.
that save you
I'm in a
thousands of
unique
dollars.
position,
Why my board
both from a
meetings,
scientific and
insurance
business
dollars that you probably
perspective,
won't retain,
to understand and
is the point to
communicate
say,
effectively with companies
even if it's not
considering to
with me,
relocate to the
please have
district.
an agent. And make sure
Doing
your
so
agent
will
is doing
generate
their
new
job.
high-paying jobs for our residents,
Me
plus
and my
bring
agency,
in
we personally
additional
reach out
tax
to our
revenue
clients
for maintaining the
at
city's
minimum every
exceptional
single
level
year
of
to
services.
do customer service. I make sure I do follow-up. Most people don't know that your homeowner's insurance.
Thank you. I totally agree that the East Olive Corridor is a must for focus for the city because it'll be a benefit to not just Creve Coeur residents, but also residents on the east side in Olivet. Many of our complaints of our residents about new development miss the big picture. And wherever possible, Creve Coeur should attempt to meet the needs of the new businesses while addressing the concerns of the residential community. Our success with this can only be obtained when we all are included and all are heard. As mayor, I would act as a liaison between business and residents. Thank you.
At my agency, we have someone that works full-time. 36
What are your thoughts on the future development or redevelopment of the city while balancing the interests of businesses and residents?
Last but not least, most of you might know me, also know that the biggest part of my life is charity.
We've been very
Actually, I'm a
fortunate
charity
for
that
the
supports
last
first responders, veterans, childhood cancer research, veterinary care, and people with mental and physical disabilities. I enjoy putting on events and being creative and helping others. That is my passion in life. So if there's anything that you're passionate about, my charity is actually an umbrella charity. I want to hear about it. I don't know how much time I have left, so I'm gonna go ahead and mention my top topic. For those that don't know me that would like to love opportunities to sit down with you, I am a horrible golfer.
Exciting area, but we balance it
to make your head spin.
the solution that works.
The reason is,
I think we're very
since Top Golf opened in 2018, August of 2018, I've given away 789 referrals from Top Golf. I have received, as of Monday, 521 closed policies.
Business
from Top Golf. I know how to network, and I would love to network with you, and I would love to show you what I'm doing at functions like Top Golf to be successful. Please reach out to me, and if you have an insurance question, I'm Crouching Tiger, I'm salesman, I will never ask you for your business. So if you have an insurance question, and you just want an expert's opinion, I will.
The residents and the city council little more, so they can address their needs. And
it's the 31st, Wednesday the 31st, by the way, Tom.
That is what's up right now.
It's horrible.
We're very fortunate.
But yes, Wednesday, the 31st, last time we have created a network of groups that is actually out of Top Golf. Did I say Top Golf?
Now we'll go to Mr. David Hoffman.
Wait, so you work at Top Golf, not insurance?
We need to continue to grow the Olive Business Corridor while staying within the bounds of our current planning and zoning requirements as much as possible. Occasionally, exceptions can be considered so long as they are approved by P&Z and are much more the exception than the rule. We need to be mindful of residents' property rights and always balance and prioritize their interests as homeowners when new development opportunities arise. While we don't want to chase off new opportunities, we must strive to achieve resident and neighborhood buy-in from the majority of affected residents in making any decisions regarding new impactful
To introduce themselves and their business. And thank you, Sofia Grewa, picture taken.
Businesses are backbone of our local communities, and they are the source
of
revenue for our city government.
Staffing
so I strive to promote the growth of local business responsibly, but I'm also going to reiterate that we have to balance what our residents want and what our businesses need. It should be a responsible growth, and also we should continue to support what is already existing and how to support them better rather than just bringing new growth and just be careful about what we're going to bring into the community. Thank you.
Here in the St. Louis area.
Great, thank you. Our final question for all of the candidates is, having a vibrant business community will foster economic growth. What
Whether it's on a
ideas
part-time or
do you have to
full-time basis.
attract and retain
Work with the best candidates,
businesses
and
in
so
the
always
city?
looking for those folks who are
Starting
interested
again with the city
with us.
council for
I've been in the
Olivet.
staffing industry for
Mr.
quite some
Sidney.
time, but moved to Creve a little over 5 years ago
I think
because
that's one of the
my wife and I fell in love with all
important
there is
things
to
that we
do.
have to do is
after
to make
coming
sure
from
that
Jefferson
our
County,
business
where
owners know
most
how
of the
important we
activities
are
are out
to
there.
our community.
We enjoy some of the
Again, like I stated in the
finer
previous
restaurants
questions,
and
that the
places to go.
business community
I'm happy to be
accounts
here.
for
Look
more
forward
than
to
a third of
meeting
our tax
everybody
revenues.
and doing some
They are
other
a true
events
partner
as,
in the
time goes
success
on.
of our community.
Thanks.
And with our residents and our businesses, there's no one without the other. So we have to make sure
We
that
got
we
some
take
Chris
care of
Burke's
one
elbow buttons
another.
in the picture.
We want to make sure that our businesses are properly represented and that we keep a line of communication by having open forums every month and listen to their concerns and sharing their visions as far as the future is concerned. Thank you.
Next, we have Lena Ehrman with Gateway Region YMCA, Edward Jones
All
Family
that must continue to be
YMCA.
carefree.
Please join
We
me up here
are
if you will.
5 minutes from late. We are 15 minutes from the airport.
And again, you have 1 minute.
You know, we're
and
20 minutes
say
from
hi to the
down.
ambassadors and then make.
But we don't have the prices of late. We don't have the perceived crime.
Good afternoon, my name is Lena
We don't have the sound of
Edward
gentle.
Jones, YMCA.
So
here
we've
in
got a lot of
Maryland
advantages
Heights.
we need to make sure.
So we are part of the Gateway
We need to
Region
promote
YMCA.
the
so we
livability
service,
of Olivet.
families and
We have
individuals
6
all throughout the
parks
St.
in
Louis
multiple
area.
pocket parks.
Primarily the members
There are
at
walkable
the Edward
areas
Jones
and restaurants
YMCA
along
are
the
from
boulevard.
Creve, Maryland
We need to
Heights,
make sure that we
Richardson,
have
generally our area.
good, happy
But
citizens.
a lot of people think of the Y as a place to work out and go swimming,
To
but
make
we're
sure
really
we've
so
got
much
stable
more than that. We
workforce
offer
and
tons of childcare services, sports, youth development, opportunities for people with special needs to participate in a variety of programs for
And
physical
same question
fitness,
to
mental
Ms.
wellness,
Eleanor.
spiritual, building connections and
Okay,
socialization.
so I
So
Earlier, the
lots of
city
opportunities to engage and
What I
involve in
used to
the
have to
water, a variety of activities. So happy to be here, looking forward to getting to know several of you. Have used Snelling services for staffing for childcare.
As I stated
So,
earlier, the city and its business
familiar
community
with
are
that,
partners in
but please
success.
let me know if there's anything.
In
I can
conjunction
do
with
to
the
help you get
chamber, I'd
engaged
like to
with
explore
the
a couple
why.
of
If there's any
ideas.
questions about the services.
Mentorship programs to assist young entrepreneurs. Let's help our new business owners avoid pitfalls on the path to success. Establish partnerships with local universities for a robust internship program. These low-cost programs help train the next
All
generation
right,
of
and
business
Craig
owners.
Sherwood with
They also help with
Serendipity
special
Labs.
projects like marketing plans, creation of social media platforms, and can provide unique opportunities for
Good
businesses
afternoon.
to grow and
I'm Craig
thrive.
Sherwood with Serendipity Labs.
Restaurants are struggling
We are-
now and we
like
need
to
to support them.
thank
But
all
I
of you
also
who
have some ideas
came out last
for
week
how to
and attended
attract
our
young chefs to create a
mixer.
hub of small
It was a nice
BYOB
event.
restaurants.
People had an opportunity to see the
Explore
space
Business
and
Task Force,
get to know a little
composed
bit
of
about what
local
we do.
business owners,
Serendipity
residents,
Labs is
and our
new to St.
Economic
Louis.
Development Committee
We're
to
company that's 10
brainstorm
years
these
old and we
ideas for
have-
business growth and
I'm sorry.
sustainability.
Louder, okay. How's this?
Great, thank you.
All right.
Craig Core Ward
The
two,
company is about
first
10 years
Tim
old.
Carney,
This is our
Ms.
first
Harvinder.
foray into St. Louis.
Wait,
We are a flexible
Forgot me.
workspace, meeting and event facility.
So sorry.
yeah,
We do, most of what we do is dedicated
Tell me when to go.
offices, team rooms,
Go ahead, Robert.
meetings,
okay.
events. Those who do
First of all, I
soft
would
space know how
develop,
wonderful
I would
it is.
investigate
We
developing
do
a
everything from
technology corridor
short-term
similar to
day
the
offices
Cortex in
to 2 or 3
the city of
years.
St.
We
Louis
have
from Warson all the way to
businesses,
Mason
sole
Road along
practitioners,
Olive.
have labs
I would
around the
meet with the
country.
Plant
We have
Science
companies
Center
like American
and there
Express,
to investigate
Oracle,
new
3M, so we
businesses
really run the
for
gamut.
agriculture and plant science
There is a sheet in the
development.
packet for work.
In
program.
addition to our present
you
mayor's
just need to
coffee
get out of the house
with
for a
residents
day,
once a month, I would
feel free to
develop
do that.
a coffee with the
We have
business
a couple of different ways to take that work.
clientele,
including an option that doesn't
either
require
quarterly
any
or whatever
commitment.
works
Well,
best.
doesn't require commitment, but there's no
I
cost
presently
for
have the
days.
time, the energy,
If
and
you-
the
if
passion
you need
to make
office
these
space,
things
whether
happen.
it's
Thank
during
you.
Build out, swing space, if you're looking for expansion, or if
Now
your
we'll go to
company
Tim
has contracted, decided it doesn't need 5,000-10,000 square
I
feet.
think
of
what I'd
space.
like to do is as far
Give
as
me a
the
shot. Let me know,
businesses, get the word
have you
out.
come in and take a look around, and we'll see
Word
what we
out
can do
on
for
some
you.
of the projects. that we've
Yeah,
already
Craig Sherwood was there, Serendipity Labs. Look forward to seeing all of you. Thank you.
Thanks thanks for hosting that networking event.
Being here, bringing young people to work here. And also
All
just
right,
as part of the
so
smaller
now,
businesses, I think we've got.
now we'll take a break for lunch. And we can continue the conversation and we're going to just a little bit to talk with our candidates.
Word out and trying to find people to take some of those spots. I think East South corridor is one example, but there's also some just in
Okay. So we'll just save it.
Yeah.
And the first three, just eliminate the bottom.
So I think I might say that. I think
Well, and we can start, we don't have to go lunch breaks.
right.
That would be whatever that was, vibrant,
Thank you. Still on the topic of fostering economic growth. We'll turn to Ward 3. What ideas do you have to attract and retain businesses? Starting with.
Hey, Chris Pickle.
One key idea I have for the retention of local businesses is to continue partnering with them and promoting them during our citywide events.
I was just going to see if you could ask them to mute that, the room again.
One example that we did recently.
It seems like they did. So
was on the Heart to Heart run
all
a
of us
couple
on
years
Zoom
ago,
are
where we
just
partnered
in a
with a
holding
local
pattern,
bank
I guess.
to help plan and
right.
staff that event.
Eat your lunch in your office.
That way, we formed a subcommittee between members of Parks and Historic
it was
Preservation
very noisy, and it's
members of
difficult
the
for us
bank,
to have our own little
and we
private,
created a successful
function,
event.
which we
So not
typically
only
do
inviting
when
businesses to participate in these
we,
types of
are part of
events,
this
but also
activity,
inviting businesses to help
as we hybrid
plan city
between
events is a
virtual
good way to
and real.
retain them and
So
keep them
yeah, I'm
involved
glad
with the
they
city.
did mute. Everybody doing all right? And Brandon, you doing all right?
Yeah. I was just going to ask you
Fortunate
what's
that
new
in
in
Creve we do have a vibrant
Olivet.
business community.
Well, the other
here.
day, Lou,
I would
hey,
like to promote more of the
Lou's a great
small
guy.
local businesses.
I
Because
love
we know
his
that
energy,
local businesses
and,
are more
he had a
accountable
little
to the local
gathering at
community.
Fallon's the
And
other
it has
day,
been shown by
Chamber
research that
and all
they
that, and I showed
donate
up
more
and
money to the
interacted with a bunch
nonprofits.
of some
And
really good
supporting
people.
local
But I got to
businesses
tell you,
is also good for the environment because
I
they often have a
reminded Lou
smaller
that my
carbon
day job
footprint
is,
than the larger
nonprofit.
companies.
I
And also
love, what he
smaller
does in
businesses,
volunteering
they
and
contribute
nonprofit.
more to the local
And so
economics
that's really
by
where I'm
bringing more
ended up
growth and
connecting with him
innovation
because
and supporting our
don't
local
do
people who
golf.
can be employed
But he's a
also.
great guy,
And
and
they
if
can
you can get a
help
good deal on
stimulate the
insurance,
economic growth
he's a
because
good
they give more
hustler,
deployment
but he's
opportunities
good. He's
than
caring and
people
he's
who are not
sincere.
employed by
So
the larger
he's a good guy
corporations.
for us to
Thank
have
you.
in our chamber. So,
Thank
Brandon,
you,
I'll give
everybody.
him that
We'd like to
little
give you
toot.
once again a chance for about a minute for closing
Several of the
remarks.
events already.
Let's go back to Mr. Sidney. I'd like to start that.
Yeah. And what's new with Olivet
First, I'd
is,
like to say thank you very
after
much for
21
giving me
years, you're
the
doing stuff that,
opportunity to be here
the
today.
people of this community, when
I love the
first
city of
got
Olivet.
on,
It's been my home all
came
my
together
life.
and
And I
identified
love the
things,
beautiful
and
things that are
20
going
years
on in our
later,
city.
progress.
I've gone around and
So,
knocked on
that's
a lot
all
of
good.
doors
My
over the
joke
past
is,
few weeks and
Coors
months.
done it twice,
And
and
with
we're
all
still,
the people that I've talked to, I
getting
asked them, are you
So,
excited about the new things that are going
Now,
on
do
in
you
our
guys-
city?
all's good.
All of them
All's good.
overwhelmingly have said
Do you
yes.
guys have
They're
anything
very excited.
planned,
I am
like
truly
kind of
blessed to
community
be part
events?
of a wonderful
I know it's hard to
council
do
that is
because
doing
it's
some
like
great
we don't know what
things
the
for this
COVID
city.
restrictions are going to be
And
later
I'm
in the
excited to
year.
what's going
Are
to
you
happen
able
next.
to plan anything like
I'm
that, or do
asking
you
for
just
the
have
vote
everything on
from the
hold?
people of Olivet
Well,
so that I can
we're
continue
dealing
the
with our
job.
summer camp that
Let's
can kind
grow
of
together.
blast it out,
Thank you very much.
but they will follow the protocols that are required from the CDC. We had to cancel all our events because this is our 90th year as the city of Olivet. We had a dinner dance planned. We had activities planned for the community, and that really had to be halted because of this pandemic. The only thing that was luckily accomplished was creating the 90th anniversary video. We are kind of slowed down on those personal activities. Our business in the city, hall and the employees have opened up a bit more. But we are still being a bit cautious when it comes to council getting together. We are going to get together for a retreat briefly, and everything else is by Zoom. Beyond that, it's all good.
That's a shame about the dinner dance. That sounds like that would have been really fun.
Man, I bought the dress. I bought, I had everything. I was going to the
We live in a
nines.
time of
I
great
was looking
change and
forward to dancing with
challenges.
my fellow
And we need a mayor who
council
has a
member,
track record
Pro
of
Tem
creative
Clark,
problem
because,
solving, as well as a person
music
who
is
works
what gets me
effectively
going. It's
with
not
stakeholders
TV,
to craft solutions.
So
My
I
history
did
on the
miss out on the
Prince City
ability to
Council
dance
shows
with
that
my
I am that
partner,
person.
Mr. Clark.
During my tenure, I've
Well,
tackled
maybe you
big
guys will be
issues
able to
and
bring it
crafted
back
solutions
later
that everyone could get
early
behind and
next year or
support.
something.
My compromise on our last trash contract solved a
Well, maybe you can
two-year-long
wear the
logjam on
dress
council,
to the
finally allowing the city to
annual
save
awards dinner.
$750,000 a year.
I'll give it some thought.
And director of finance,
that pandemic,
came
I
up
put
with a
on
pension
9
plan
pounds.
solution
So
at the
let's
same
see
cost to the city
what I can
that
do.
resolved our
probably
police
everybody
department's
else did
continued
too.
loss of officers. My experience with
No,
and
I
emphasis
actually
on
think
financial
Sidney might have
solutions
lost weight. I
allowed me
think
to
he got a little
contribute to both the
physically
finance
fit during
and the
this
pension committees.
pandemic.
I proposed and served on a finance task force, which
I
has saved the
sat in
city
this chair
hundreds
for
of
too many
thousands of
Zoom
dollars a
meetings to
year.
be physically fit.
I would work hard to make positive differences for our residents and business community by strengthening what we have now and adding
Norma, how are
additional
you
value
doing?
by bringing new
I'm
ideas to
doing
the
fine.
table. Thank you so
Got my
much.
second shot Saturday, so
Thank
2 weeks
Thank
I'll
you.
be able to
Having served the citizens
out.
of Creve Coeur now for more than
That's
20
great.
years, I feel
I'll
I am
tell you,
fully qualified to serve as its
I'm
mayor.
pretty hopeful because
I have reviewed numerous
I judge
budgets
things
and
by how my
been involved
conversations
in
are
our
going
city's
with my
pension
clients. I probably
discussions,
have
most
close to
recently
300
involving our
clients.
police
and,
personnel's conversions to
you know,
loggers.
several months ago, the
I have been the most
conversations were
ardent
like, my
supporter of our
cousin's
golf
got
course and ice rink
COVID, and
complex,
this
despite
person's
the
got
desire by
COVID,
some to
and I gotta
close
go
them
get tested.
and
I
even
might,
commercially
you know,
develop this
I am
important
sick,
amenity
you know,
in
all
green
these kind of
space.
conversations. But
It is
lately,
enjoyed
it's
by both
everybody
Creve Coeur
saying things
residents
like
and
you
many
just
who
did.
work
I just got my
in
second
Creve Coeur.
shot, or I'm scheduled
I was
to get
involved in the police chief
vaccine.
selection committee in
And
2008.
so the
And
conversations have
most importantly,
shifted,
I
so
have
I'm hoping
answered
that we're
citizens'
gonna see some results
questions
here soon.
and complaints in a very timely manner.
Well, and I believe
Having
them
run a
when they
pediatric
say
practice for more
even
than 40
the
years,
shot
I am
might
fully
not keep you
supportive of
from
our
getting
business
it, but
community
if
and aware of the
you do
hurdles
get
placed
it,
in front of
at
them.
least
I am most
you're not going
confident
on
that
the
I can relate to
ventilator
both
or
residential and
die.
business
It won't
issues
be
and
as
act
bad
as a
as it would
liaison
be.
between them. I look
Did
forward
you
to
have
serving
any
you as Creve Coeur
complications, pain,
mayor.
or
Thank you
discomfort
very
from
much
the
for the
second shot?
opportunity today.
Because
Not a thing. They kept telling me I would, but
that's what I'm
it didn't
hearing.
happen.
Okay, my second shot's March 30th. Were you a Pfizer? Was yours
Yes.
Pfizer? All right,
Yes.
I'm going with you. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
okay.
All right.
And I have two brothers and two sisters, all younger than me, and they all got theirs. They don't live in the state of Missouri. They live in different places, and they all got theirs before me.
That's good.
Also, this meeting is mostly about business, but our
That's because we're the show me state, Norma.
I know.
Some of the nicest ones in the whole area. And I think there's got to be a good balance between business and the residential, but I think the residential isn't one of the reasons that the businesses can be
Two of
so
my
large.
grandkids
So I
are
think there's just a lot of really
teachers,
good things going
and they
on.
went to Des
One of my
Moines,
main
Illinois
priorities
Sunday
is
and got
parks
theirs.
and sidewalks. And I think one thing.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people are traveling again.
Right.
Make it
Sidewalks and those parks.
I had an architect that I thought would have fallen under the, initial tier 1 level, because she works with DOJ and so many other issues and concerns. No, she had to end up driving down to Cape Girardeau. So her second shot, she had to drive down to Cape.
Right. And my other grandson is an engineer and his wife is a social worker. And last Friday, they both went to Springfield, Missouri and got theirs. Their first one, but so they have to drive back for their second. But they're all only 39, so they were lucky.
Whatever, we need to get this.
Missy, this is Max. What time does this
At
start?
least not to go back, but.
Hey, Maxine, right now they're in the middle of doing their lunch. And my guess is probably within the next 5 or 10 minutes. Do you want me to text you when they're getting ready to do the candidates debate and get you back on?
Yeah, and what do you see on my name? Does it just have my phone number?
No, it says Maxine. It says Maxine.
Oh, okay. That would be awesome.
I know, we're both working. All right.
Thank you. I've treasured my service to the city of Creve Coeur over the last 8 years.
Oh,
and I want to take my service to the city council
and thank you for doing
take
this on
things to the
Zoom.
next level and help shape our city's future with my knowledge and experience. I value our parks and historic sites and want to make
Yeah, we
them more
probably only got a
vibrant through the
couple more
use of the
minutes.
recent half-cent tax increase dedicated to improving our
like he's
parks
unmuting
and
us now, so-
stormwater systems. I look forward to expanding my horizons and serving as council liaison
maybe not.
to city committees with the goal of helping the city's
Get to
committees
know
work
him.
together for a common good. Equally important, I look forward to working with Ward 3's subdivision trustees, regularly attending their
Curious, do we have any
meetings and staying
newer
in tune and
members
in touch with the
on the Zoom
residents
with us
that I
here
will
today?
serve. From Beacon Hill to Country Forest to Conway Lake Estates and all
I know a lot
neighborhoods
of
in
the
between.
candidates are on here, and I know
eagerly
you're going
look
to get a
forward
chance
to
to
serving my
introduce yourself. I just didn't know
If you're on this
if
call
we had
or
some
at this
newer
forum
members,
and you
if
live in
anybody
Ward 3,
wanted
please vote for
to
David Hoffman on April
introduce
6th.
yourself
Thanks for your
virtually
time
here
and consideration.
before we get unmuted.
Great, and Sofia Grewa, please.
I thank you so much for inviting me today and giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. I'll strive to promote the growth of the local business responsibly. As we're hoping for this pandemic year and the restrictions to end and the economy to fully reopen within this year, our city government will be tasked with easing the transition of local businesses to do that. As your next city councilwoman, I'm fully prepared to help with that transition. In light of the tragedy of horrific hate crimes against the Asian American community in Georgia, it is important that we always continue to foster diversity and inclusivity locally. I want to give back to this community because it has given so much to me and my family. And hence, I'm looking for your support to do that as a councilwoman for Ward 3. Do go and vote on April 6th and support. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all of our candidates for participating in the Coeur-Olivette Chamber Candidate Forum. We really appreciate your time and appreciate that you can make it with us today. Thanks to those coming out in person and those that could join us virtually. Just a couple things here. So we have our awards dinner and auction at Orlando's Events Conference Center coming up on April 16th. So it's coming up quick. That's our biggest fundraiser of the year. We would really appreciate all of the attendance that we can get. Come join us, have fun. It'll be a good event. You can see Donna if you'd like to.
Hey, Brandon, you might
Also
have
out
to
on the
text
table
them again
there
if they're
is a
not
committee
aware of
sign-up
I'm doing a
form.
mic.
Would really like to get
If you're the one
additional
that has been
participation from
doing that,
members
just in
this year on
case
4 committees
they
that
do it again.
the chamber has.
Yeah,
and
so
please feel free to
I'll
write
remind
it
them right now. Thanks.
on the form out there, and we'll get back to you. A reminder about our billboard program, which is $125 for 4 weeks, but can get as low as $100 with some of the packaging that Tom's put together for us. Generally, you get about 60 flips on this billboard, but right now we're getting about 315 flips in a 24-hour period. So it's great. It's at the corner of Page and Lindbergh. So
Hey,
we'd
Chris,
like to get more
maybe you could
participation
also
in that.
text that to
It's a
Mike
very
Winkler, because
reasonable
I only
price.
had
You can
Anna
see
Marie's
Donna
phone
would like to
number.
get signed up for that or get more information.
Just remind them to unmute us once they get
There's
started.
a packet at each seat that is there every month.
And to unmute them, so, and to
if you
unmute
would
one of
like
their own
to
mics
put
so
an
we
ad
can
or
hear
a
them.
notice in that packet and could just have the information to the chamber's office the Tuesday before the luncheon. It's a $10 fee, very nominal to get your word out there.
It's probably
everybody.
with this group more important that they
We'd
hear
like to thank
us.
Ron Wessa with Remax Results and Craig
Don't you
Sherwood
think?
with Serendipity Labs. They both have the flyer in the packets today. And then you'll get some more information on the chamber.
You know, I don't know if we're the ones being
We have
recorded
a
right now,
Panera
if
gift
Zoom's
card to
being
give away
recorded, but
as an attendance door prize that was donated by
become
Ron
very
Wessa
used
with
to
Remax
this.
Results and
The
Consult
ability to
Insurance
switch
Consultants.
from one event immediately to
So,
another,
Yvonne, would you like
not
to
have to
become
get
a
in my
member
car,
between
rush
1
home
and
and change
28
clothes or anything.
for our members?
It's becoming too convenient for me as I reach those milestones of life of looking at retirement. It's like, oh boy.
Well, I do think there's some things that this pandemic has changed permanently, and Zoom is probably one of them.
Sunny
I don't
Lassie
think it's
also
going
has a
anywhere
pamphlet
anytime
in
soon.
today's luncheon packet, so thank you for that. It's always
Yeah,
good
we
to get
made a guy a
information out there.
billionaire. We made him a billionaire.
Again,
I'm waiting
thanks
for him
everybody
to
for being
pass,
here. Hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Stay
Gates
dry.
or any
And